Warning: the following video will contain language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. It will also be containing subject matter of a controversial nature. It will also be going into various aspects of Judeo-Christian religion. Maybe I might mention a bit of the Muslim faith in there, and we'll most definitely be talking about the Church of Satan. So, if any of these things happen to offend you, then stop watching now. Hey guys, Dave here, and I know it's been a while since I've made a video. I've been meaning to make a few, and I will get back to doing something a little more lighthearted here soon. But something's recently happened in the news that I feel like I've got to chime in on. Recently, a 9-foot-tall, 1-ton statue of Baphomet, aka Satan, has been moved around from Oklahoma and is now showing up in Detroit. There was a private gathering, a party of it, and a lot of Satanists were checking it out, $25 a pop, if not more, and they were checking out the art and just coming together and celebrating what they do. Well, needless to say, this has a lot of people in the various Christian faiths and everything just freaking the fuck out and counter-protesting against it outside. I remember reading a story of one woman who was crawling on the ground. I think she kept on saying the blood of Jesus, the blood of Christ, something like that. Is that really helping your cause, guys? See, here's the kicker. I've done my research. See, and here's what I've got to try to talk about here. See, guys, I've gotten in trouble with my friends before because I point out very stupid things that are done in certain religions' name. Christianity tends to be a big one, but that's because they keep on doing a lot of stupid shit. I mean, Pat Robertson alone keeps on saying ridiculous shit every week, and I think that that's the reason why he's still on the air. People are freaking out. They feel like Detroit's already bad enough. Why do this to it? Why bring in Satan? Why invoke that? Well, in trying to understand the different things in faith, I've come to try to look at all the religions, try to find the things that we all can relate to, the good parts, the bad parts, and the parts that I just feel aren't necessary. So I try to educate myself. I try to find my own path. And yes, a while back I did take a look at certain things about the Church of Satan, and what I found was quite interesting. Now, here's the kicker. To everyone that's checking this out, to everyone that's freaking out about the stories of the 2.5-mile wide meteor or comet that's going to be smacking into us in September, I know I've had a few viewers on checking that out. I know if people are thinking this is the end times and that this is one big sign of something huge and evil that's coming, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. Alright? I'm going to give you some insider information that I found in my own research on how to take the power away from the Church of Satan. Are you ready? This is exclusive, so check it out. Only watch at your own risk. Alright? The secret of the Church of Satan and how to take the power away from it is, it's all a fucking joke. Yeah, see, people keep on thinking that back during the Dark Ages and stuff this was happening, and maybe there were certain rituals or stuff going on, but people didn't know what the hell they were doing. As established right now, the first Church of Satan was established in 1966 by a guy that took the name Anton LaVey. He did it because he saw that everyone getting all in hype about different things, and he did it just to do something different. He saw how various religions were treating things, and there might be certain hypocrisies within them. So he founded his own thing just for a goof, basically. And the funny thing is, he did everything right to make it established as a church. But I looked at the tenets of it. Here's where it gets interesting. A lot of the things that they talk about in there is, yes, things about like personal pleasure, how to summon one's own power, to be more aggressive, and to get what you want. Because basically, there's only one life, and you should make the absolute most of it without wasting your time on stupid things like ritual, things like that. here's the kicker. They don't actually believe that they're summoning demons or calling to Satan. They're trying to find more about the strength of themselves. However, they do various rituals and things that they do summon. I shouldn't say summon. They invoke the names of certain spirits and whatnot. But guess what? They've admitted this, guys. It's all an act. It's just a show. They don't even buy into their shit. That's my opinion. That's what I've looked into. That's what I've seen in the Church of Satan. It's about self-expression and getting away from a lot of things that people, very fallible, very mortal people, have done in the name of the big religions. Now, did you guys know that the Founding Fathers, including Benjamin Franklin, were actually members of the Hellfire Club? Basically, they were mocking the bad things about religion, and yes, they have definitely said a lot of things that they want a separation between church and state, because you can have religion, you can believe it, and you can have morality, but there are laws that man needs to follow, and man needs to govern ourselves, because once religion starts to get in and get a toehold, it starts to creep in and it becomes a very bad thing. Just ask Ireland with the whole Protestants, Catholics thing. That's still going on. I mean, they look at a lot of the bad things that religion seems to have propagated for a long time. And the Church of Satan is a mockery of that. No, the stuff that they have in their invocations aside are essentially the same thing as you'd kind of see in a self-help book, believe it or not. If that's what you want to believe, if that's trying to find your personal power, my philosophy is the same I'd go with any other religion. As long as you're not hurting anyone, and you're not filling anyone's head with blatant, willful ignorance to damage them along the way, do you, boo-boo. Do your thing. I'm all for it. Have fun. But here's the thing, though. A lot of Christians that are freaking out about this stuff, they pray, they fight, they get all in an uproar, all right? But here's the kicker. If they only read the bylaws and the nature of the church, they'd realize even what they're fighting against doesn't take themselves seriously. All the hype, all the fear, all the hate, all the rage, that's members of the Christian church projecting that onto them. So they're trying to be individuals, and everything else that they're doing, they're pretty much just riding the coattails or energy or wave that you guys yourselves are putting out there. You guys believe that they're that powerful. I mean, I've heard certain beliefs that in some conservative religious families, they not only believe that the Earth is 6,000 years old, but all the fossil evidence of dinosaurs and various creatures that have existed for hundreds of millions of years, they all believe that it's all a lie and Satan is pulling on the biggest practical joke ever. Are you fucking kidding me? They're willing to believe that hundreds of millions of years of proof of life on this planet that trumps their belief of 6,000 years or so because of estimations of bad math. It's mind-boggling. And that's something you've got to look at, guys. The Pope has come out and said that, yes, evolution is not necessarily a countering, God's plan. And these things do happen. And God isn't a wizard with a magic wand. There are certain rules that do apply. Certain things in the natural laws. The law of gravity, or the theories of various things. We call them theories because we can establish what it is and we can do what we can to prove it. Now, I'm not trying to get into a debate about proving your religion here. What I'm trying to get at is a lot of the fear, a lot of the hype, a lot of the things that you yourselves may be contributing, and if you're freaking the fuck out about this temple and this statue, it's art. No one's believing in it. No one's empowering it. No one's actually trying to summon demons. The only ones that's getting in a hype about this are the ones that are protesting against it. That's it. I'm not kidding. If you actually wanted to protest, if you wanted to fight these guys, why not do your homework? Why not actually learn about the enemies you're trying to fight and trying to look at it? See, a while back, there are people that were stoned or thought of as an abomination just because they were different, just because they were made that way. Fortunately, people come to terms that who they are completely natural. It's just the way they are, and they're not evil just because they're different. I'm of course talking about people that are left-handed. Yeah, people were thought that if you were left-handed, you were an abomination. Mixing fabrics are an abomination. Eating fish or shrimp or shellfish rather are an abomination. Things have changed a lot, guys. Now, if you want to be a good person, if you want to help feed the poor, the homeless, you want to take care of each other, that's what you really should need to be focusing on instead of some of the other things. That's what a lot of people do focus on. I'm not knocking all Christianity. I am not. Let's just get that shit real straight, okay? I'm not mocking your faith. Hell, I'm not going to become a member of the Church of Satan because although there are some things that are rather interesting, there's still hypocrisy going on in that, and it's not for me. It's just a lot of rhetoric and stuff that I personally do not feel is a part of me. So I'm not going to be a member. But at least I learned about it. Did you know there is a guy that's made a fortune knowing, or at least his name for himself, as an exorcist? His daughter and her young friends are going around calling themselves the Teenage Exorcists. A while ago, they went to England trying to exorcise and to preach because, get this, they believe that all the spells and magic in the Harry Potter books are real. So they have to counter that. It's fiction. It was written, it was made up. And people are fighting something that's not real. They are focusing their time on the wrong things. And that's the kicker of the Church of Satan. Even the members are majority of agnostic or atheist. When they go into things like when they find out that schools start getting literature from other churches, that violates the whole thing of the separation of church and state. So they come in to counter that, to show just how ridiculous and how bad that can be. It's a joke that they're in on, and everyone that's getting in an uproar about them isn't. You could easily counter this with knowledge. You can read, you can do your homework, you could learn. They don't even believe the shit that they're putting out because they're in on the joke. That's it. Seriously. I'm not going to post any links, but if you guys don't believe me, do your own homework. You check out things about the Church of Satan and stuff like that. See exactly where it was founded and that, and come to your own conclusions. If your belief, now this is where it gets kicked. I don't like going after religions. I go after the stupidity that people do in religion's name. The best way to counter ignorance is with knowledge. The knowledge is out there. If you have questions, wouldn't it be good to try to answer them with logic and reason and an open mind? I'm not trying to challenge anyone's faith. I'm not trying to insult anyone's faith, because that's easy enough to do. I'm trying to put knowledge out there to all of you. Everyone that's getting in an uproar about Detroit, yes, you guys have seen some hard times. I'm very sorry for all the crap you guys have gone through, and I hope things turn out for the better. Personally, my humble opinion, a lot of churches in the area can do something if they were to voluntarily, say, renounce their tax-exempt status and put that money that they'd be bringing into the church from taxes back into the community. I'm sure that would revitalize it, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this around. Let's get a discussion going. Try to keep it civil, okay, you fuckers? Alright, guys, take care. Dave signing off. Peace. Yum, yum.